You have to remember that Norm is so funny and so smart, I can't even predict he'll ever assume his rightful position at the absolute top of the medal stand. Because he's, I don't know what to say. It's sort of like Galileo or something of comedy. It's not for his times in a weird way. But he's an absolute, one of the few certified comedic geniuses I've met in my life.
Do you watch your own show?
No, sir.
Well, you have, I've talked to people, I've watched it, and I've talked to other people who find it compelling. You can't take your eyes off. So
well,
there,
imagine if
whatever it is you're making up, whatever qualities you're fabricating here, you yourself possess them.
Well, the reason I'm here is because I like the show.
Well, that's very kind.
And I feel that you've really got something good here.
Well, that's very
I hope you stay with it.
Soylent Green. So I just want to say that I think this is the greatest show on television.
Oh, listen to Jim. He's amazing.
Honest to God, because we don't need frills any longer.
But you are the best.
Listen.
This is what you need to be doing. I love it.
By the way, I cannot not mention this.
Yes, the JC in your tie.
Now, Jesus Christ did not wear a tie. We know that.
No, he wore sandals.
So who else was JC?
Who else other than Jesus Christ?
Yes.
Jimmy Kahn.
How about Johnny
Carson.
That's right. This is his tie.
No, it's not.
Yes, in honor of him, I wore it your show because
I'm the new Johnny Carson?
That's exactly right.
Holy cow.
Can I give you a compliment? Many times when I'm feeling down, what I do is I go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I watch you on various talk shows, like Conan, when you like bust people. No, this is I don't bullshit anybody.
He doesn't believe you.
And I watch you on these shows, and I have a good laugh.
Oh, that's nice.
You're a very good talk show guest, I believe. Do you know that Chevy Chase says that you are the only other anchor person of Saturday Night Live that got it right, that actually did it the right way?
That was very nice of him.
Did you know he said that?
I did hear that.
But Letterman loves you. I mean, he once said, if we could have Norm on every week, we would have. That he said something. And then he said, the ultimate compliment, there may be people as funny as Norm, but I don't know anybody funnier.
Well,
that had to floor you, right?
Yeah,
that meant something to you.
That'll buckle your knees.
Yeah.
We always worry a little about you because we regard you as the top of the heap, the best of the best, the funniest of the funny, the guy who has it in every fiber of his being, not conjured. It's the real thing.
So, do you ever wish that maybe you were less smart, maybe you were more
I wish I was as smart as you.
Well, I'm not smart.
Oh, you're smarter than I am. I wish
No.
In terms of being intelligent, I think you're high here.
First of all, you are the man. You are my comedy choice. Whenever I'm looking for something on YouTube or whatever it is, Norm's always my first comedy choice.
God damn, that's nice.
Yeah, and I sit there, but you can suck up a little bit of it.
I met you first. You'll never remember this because I was hanging out. Where'd we meet?
Crazy Girls.
Crazy Girls. Talk about truth and advertising in that fucking thing.
How are you so funny?
Las Vegas is now home to a 550-foot-tall Ferris wheel. Also drawing thousands to Las Vegas, whores. That's you. That's your voice all the way right there. It's the old Norm MacDonald lean in, whores.
Oh yeah, dude, Norm MacDonald. Did you see him on Conan telling that moth joke?
No.
Yeah, you gotta see it.
No, I haven't.
Dude, you know how many comics out there don't give a fuck, but kind of still do? You have to kind of still do to eat. That guy Norm doesn't.
He's so fucking funny.
One of my best opening monologue jokes ever. Did you ever see? Remember that whole thing when he was doing Weekend Update and they told him to make it funnier? So he didn't. He just was more Norm the next week. So eventually, of course, he gets fired. So then, he goes off into the Hollywood world. He's got a TV show or a hit movie or some shit. So now they bring him back to guest host on SNL. And I'm gonna butcher this, but he kind of came out. He's like, yeah, so people know I got fired from this show. So now they got me back hosting, which means either I got a lot funnier or this show sucks. That's what he opened up with. And I know that wasn't approved. Sorry for the bad Norm. I'll have Jay Moore on to make up for it.
That was a great Norm. Norm, listening to Norm on Stern or anything, any podcast, listening to, I don't know if you remember when Charles Grodin would do Letterman, and just knowing he's going on there, that it was always a fucking great show.
Oh yeah, that's what people didn't get, that he was fucking around.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
how Norm is anytime. If Norm's the guest, I'm fucking listening.
There are obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm Macdonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly. And then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed. And I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like, I'll be out in the world walking around, and people will say, "I saw that when you were with Harlan, or when you were with Norm, or with Ron. That really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television that much."
We're back, everybody. We're with a rehydrated Norm Macdonald. How you doing?
Good, man.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
This might go off the rails really fast.
Norm Macdonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm Macdonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on, and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan." I'd be like, "Really? You purchased I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters." And I'm like, "You have 3 daughters?" "Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly." And I'd be like, "Well, one day, this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, now, Norm, I tell you." And then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah. But you know about halfway through where it's going.
I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm, he doesn't have 3 daughters, he's no traveling salesman, but he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's got some people
We call them tourists.
Yes, we call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne Smith.
That was epic. That was so great, and it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually?
You know
where
what?
We could just queue it up on command.
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, I'm talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw You saw an amazing thing happen, and if you. And then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show, and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, "Oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne Smith." And I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
like real big players.
Norm got his own TV.
Norm's doing well.
What?
You hang out with Norm, or is it impossible?
It's pretty impossible because he's crazy.
He is.
In LA, I call him and he goes, I go, what happened last week? I called you to go on. You called me? And I go, yeah. On my phone? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got that. I go, you didn't call me back? No.
And he's serious.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, I know. Like, I have him on the
I
show.
love him, though. He's the funniest guy around.
We always worry a little about you because we regard you as the top of the heap, the best of the best, the funniest of the funny, the guy who has it in every fiber of his being, not conjured. It's the real thing.